Hey everyone, welcome back to part 3 of the hardest game of my life. I'm Ultraviolet 4. We're playing a still godless Human Gladiator. It's supposed to be a paladin run, but this is episode 3 and we're still looking for the temple, so that should tell you just about everything you need to know about how hard this has been. Things are kind of looking up though. In the last episode we found a sewer, and in there not only did we get a bunch of consumables, we've got 3 heal wounds, probably 6 potions of curing. We found a really useful item in that we got a blowgun, and what's especially good is that we have 5 curare tipped needles to go along with it. But Ultra, I hear some of you protest, you're playing a paladin run. If you're trying to play a paladin, you can't use poison and curare. Not only are you poisoning the thing, but you're making it hard for them to breathe such that they have to slow down. That's not only painful, that's cruel. And I agree with you, I totally get that. But at this point, we haven't found God yet. So we're still playing you might say a sinner. I don't know. I mean, at this point, we're still just a human gladiator. Commander of the armies of the north. General of the Felix legions, loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son. This plane is really ruining the mood here. Husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. Stupid plane. Speaking of vengeance, with this handy dandy blowgun and curare needles, I think it is time that we go wreak some vengeance on D3. We can definitely kill Orc Warriors with curare. And yep, until we actually find the Shining One, until we become holy, I don't mind doing some questionable things, such as using poison and so on. Once we get the Shining One, all of that will be right out. So don't worry. Although, speaking of paladin conduct, I just want to give a shout out to the Koosmoose, who gave me a bunch of useful information about what a paladin run in DCSS might look like. I've never actually played D&D myself, so everything I say about paladins is actually bluffing. I hope none of you call me on it. So thank you for that, Koosmoose. It was extremely helpful. Alright, D3. So this stair that has the star on it, it turns out that that's the stair that we don't know. So when I was stressing about whether or not I could go back up there, it turns out I could. Because the fact that it had the asterisks going up meant that we didn't know. Oh, no, I don't know. I'm still not exactly sure how it works. No, it would. Okay, so if you've seen both sides of a stair, so we're on D3, so we'd seen this bit going down, and then we came back down here and we saw this bit going up, we would know where that stair goes, even though we had never taken it. So the fact that this had the asterisks should have told me that I could have safely gone up it, and it wouldn't have been that stair over there. Alright, so let's go fight some D3 Orc Warriors. And actually, just before we do that, I want to share with you a comment from Calculated Mango, because I think this is fantastic. He says, 2 Orc Warriors and a horde of Orcs on D3. BOC is all Ultraviolet 4. Your crusade against the Orcish Legion will not go unpunished. St. Ruka will be waiting in the vaults to claim your heretic soul repent. Oh dear. You see, Beer is a very jealous god, and he can tell that I'm playing a religion-themed run that's not beer. So I can totally see how that's happening. And this D3 is beer's attempt to put an end to it, basically. Alright, Orc Warrior 1, still yellow, even though we've got a bunch more experience now. Even getting Orc Warriors on D5 is really early. But we can fight it with curare now. It's going to really heavily poison him. It's going to slow him. And we're just going to run back. We'll shoot another one. That should basically do it. I can quiver with using the parenthesis button to go back to poison. I can just shoot a couple. Yeah, okay, so it's pretty easy. And there's another one somewhere. There's one that has a sword. Is that a plain sword? It's just a long sword, okay. If it was some magical sword, that would be exciting, because we could claim it. But no, alright. Beer was protecting that orc warrior. The first two missed. Those are stones. I meant to do poison needles. Alright, it goes down. Alright, so this floor should be fine now. There's still a kobold running around who also has curare, but at this point, I'm pretty confident we've got curing, so we shouldn't die to that. And I'm not really afraid of dying to Natasha now. Oh wait, she's got a wand. Is this acid? Oh, it's polymorph. Okay. Alright. As long as it's not acid. Polymorph in the early game is a pretty funny and interesting wand. Most things that enemies can zap you with are actually beneficial to you. You can be a tree, you can be a mushroom, both of those let you attack. Even being a wisp is potentially good. So we have 21 evasion right now. If we ever land any attacks, we'll be... Oh, that's Natasha. We'll be doing electric attacks, so we do quite a bit. The issue with being a wisp is that you randomly blink, so it can be bad. And then also, a lot of the other types, for instance being a porcupine or a pig, actually move faster than normal, so you can run away from most things. Here's Ijib. Oh god, this really was a D3 from hell. So Ijib always has a wand now. If she has acid, she can one-shot you on D3. If she had acid now, she could two-shot us, so I do need to be really afraid. We're going to quiver our curare. We're going to shoot one of those. And we're going to make sure that she's at maximum distance away from us. Actually, we'll just get her out of sight. She can just die to the poison, I hope. Yeah, okay, she died. And what do we get? Another wand of polymorph. So we've got 17 polymorph charges right now. And she had a glowing chainmail. We're going to test that. Oh hey, look, some gold. No Shining One altar in here. +2 fire resistance, I'll take it. Alright, we can get rid of all the other stuff. And we're training armor probably to the end of the game. Alright, long blades are up to 8. Okay, that's good. There's that kobold has poison. So I wonder if this is the same. Oh yeah, because there's a curare. No, but that's what we shot at Ijib. I wonder if this is the same kobold. And he has poison and curare needles. Or there are just multiple blowguns kobolds on this floor. It's kind of scary to think. Oh, there are multiple. That's insane. So this D3 kobold pack had one with a blowgun and poison needles, and one with a blowgun and curare. Either of those two is enough to kill you very comfortably on D3. And he's got a wand! Who is this guy? And a rapier. What is this kobold? This guy is stacked. He had 2 uncursed blowguns. Oh wait, no, one was the other one we killed. Okay, never mind. It's like, this dude's dual wielding. But no, he wasn't. That is amazing though. Okay, so we've got 12 curare needles, which we can use until we become a TSO follower. Is this where the Hungry Ghost was? Yeah. So we're not going back there. Maybe once we do, we'll go pick up... Oh, okay, here's our temple. So speaking of becoming holy, please be TSO in here. Oh, okay, good. Okay, so it's the Shining One, which in relatively recent times became literally a Shining One. You can see that. So I think before we actually worship, we should cleanse ourselves of the impurities. So I'm going to quiver, first of all, the blowgun. I'm going to pump that into the water. And then we're going to quiver the curare needles. Really fire them. Yep. Toss those away. We're going to quiver now the poison needles. It looks like we've actually still got lots because you can only throw one needle at a time. Okay, well, we'll just drop those in front of the altar as I guess an offering to TSO to show that we've changed our ways. Kind of like to eat when you're starving. All right, let's pick up the Shining One. So, followers of the Shining One are bound to the code of the honourable warrior, soldiers in their god's eternal crusade to reclaim the Holy Land. I mean, against evil. For forsaking dark magic and underhanded tactics, the Shining One rewards them and their allies with the power they need to slay demons and the undead. Especially devout warriors can even call upon angels in times of need. The Shining One's followers can convert to the other good gods while keeping some piety. That's all good. We get a bunch of really cool things. It's actually it's a little bit different. So you might be interested to know that once upon a time, the Shining One actually made you do paladin-like conduct. So you weren't allowed to use any forms of poison. You weren't allowed to attack enemies who were confused or paralyzed or even didn't notice you. That would get you banished. You were not allowed to... What else? I don't know. Well, stabbing falls under not noticing you. I think those are the two main ones that have changed. So you're allowed to do those now. Although this says the Shining One prevents you from stabbing unaware foes. That's true, but also not true. It's kind of misleading. What happens now is the Shining One does let you stab. You don't get excommunicated, that's the word. I was going to say miscommunicated, which is a whole different problem. But you won't get put under penance for stabbing. What happens instead is that the Shining One will prevent your bonus stab damage. So you can stab, it just doesn't help you. You then get increasing amounts of RN as you get more piety, which is a big part of why the Shining One's especially good as a 15 rune god. You get an aura which also grows, which will give you bonuses to hit enemies inside. It also applies to your allies. If you're a summoner, your summons will have increased accuracy. And it reveals invis things, including you. So once you become a Shining One follower, invis becomes completely useless to you. You and your allies can gain power from killing the unholy and evil. So again, part of why the Shining One's really good in the extended game, because everything there is unholy and evil. And as you kill things, you get back HP and magic points. Very good. And then we get our invocations, our active abilities here. You can get Divine Shield, which is additional shield points. You can do a Blast of Cleansing Flame. You can summon Divine Warriors. And then ultimately at full piety, you can bless a weapon with Holy Wrath, which is also really good in the extended game, in case you didn't realize. But we're picking it up now. So the Shining One welcomes us. We get a nice little aura here around us. So I've just talked a lot about the extended game, but this isn't an extended game. I'm planning on 3 runes. Is the Shining One any good here? Yes. Not extraordinarily good, but perfectly serviceable. So part of why I was willing to do this is I want to show you all that the Shining One still works just fine in a 3-rune game. I think you'll find that if you ask on Reddit or Tavern or you talk to a lot of quote-unquote vets of the game, they'll scoff at using the Shining One for 3 runes. It's a rubbish god. The Shining One does nothing in a 3-rune game. Don't even bother. Worst god ever. Not true. It's still pretty good. It's especially, well, not especially good, but it's better if you're someone who's good with invocations, because especially if you can get the ability to summon angels and devas, they will do your rune vaults for you. Like, you can do the entirety of Orc 2 with an angel. It's really strong. So speaking of which, we're going to turn invocations on now, and we're going to keep it on all game. Maybe not all game, but we're going to try to get it up really quickly. Probably once we get our weapon to min delay, we'll focus it even. Speaking of which, let's have a look. Our long sword gets to min delay at 14, so I'm going to hit S for skill, and it's going to set a skill target for 14 for us. And I mean, if we find a bigger sword, we can change that, but until then. And I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to say. It might have been what I was talking about before we came in, right before I found the temple. And that's that perhaps I should pick up a bow as a range thing. Nothing wrong. Oh, okay, we've just found Pikel on D5. He was obviously hiding in this room. Okay, great. Alright. So, Pikel's kind of scary. He can often have a wand. He has a whip of flaming, so it's not as bad. Sometimes he has a whip of electrocution. I'm kind of afraid of Pikel, actually, but this might be our first test of actually being a true paladin, because he has a bunch of slaves with him. So I feel like it would be our duty to try to free them right now. Surely we couldn't just run away from this one. So we got a few things. I don't know how I feel about a wand of polymorph. I feel like that's a little bit spooky. So I'm not going to try to polymorph Pikel. We might quaff a potion of agility though, although I'm going to see how it goes first. We do happen to have a chainmail fire resistance, so as long as he doesn't do a whip and we're just fighting him one-on-one here in the corridor, not surrounded by his slaves, we probably can take him. We're doing no damage whatsoever, but he's not damaging us either. Alright, we're getting there. Alright, cool. We're going to go more strength. Do we have any strength items on? Why are we so strong? I don't know. But we can just keep going strength. Strength is good. We want to get to 23 for a gold dragon scales potentially. He had a potion of something, which he didn't use fortunately. But also strength is just good because it gives you more damage. So I wonder if Pikel was in this room. Let's go check. Hey, more orcs. There's an orc wizard somewhere? Yeah. With a dagger of Elec. It's the other one. Okay. Oh, there are 3 of them in there. That's amazing. This one's got dagger of Elec. This one's just got a dagger. I was going to say that I was intentionally going to step behind the slave to block shots. There are 4 orc wizards. That's amazing. Or maybe that's... Did one blink? Am I going crazy? I think there have been... Yeah, we killed one. There are 4 orc wizards. This really is beer. Beer's taking notes somewhere. Okay, the orc warriors didn't work. Send all of our wizards. Oh no. Anyway, so I didn't intentionally step behind the slave to block shots. We got electrocuted there. This one's got just a dagger. Okay. Well, sorry, beer. You failed again. We've got 8 chunks of flesh. This would be a really good time to go fight the Hungry Ghost. 2 reasons. The first is that the way that we gain piety with the Shining One is by killing evil or unclean things. And ghosts count there. I'm half tempted to pick up the Dagger of Elec, but I'll pick it up. Dagger of Elec is just such a good weapon. I think I'd rather choose our longsword because it just feels more on theme. But Dagger of Elec is busted good. And I mean, we're training long blades, so it's cross-training short blades as well. So it would probably, not even probably, it would definitely be better to be using the Dagger of Elec. Some of our chunks rotted. We still got 6. I'd love to fight the Hungry Ghost. Alright, here we go. And we go to very starving. Oh, did all our food rot as we were fighting? All of the chunks in your flesh happened right as we started fighting the Hunger Ghost. Okay, that's really unfortunate. Well, in that case, let's just use the Dagger of Elec just to kill the Hunger Ghost so we don't lose all our food and starve to death. Whoa, what timing. Alright, so we got a bit of piety there. So a part of the reason why people will tell you the Shining One is no good in 3-room games is because you're not going to get much piety. My own experience of playing the Shining One in 3-room games is that it's usually not an issue. You'll get plenty of it. You get all sorts of undead things. Yeah, so I normally don't have too much of a problem. Here's a scroll shop. I think we instantly buy one of these scrolls of blinking. And as soon as we get 5 more gold, we come back and get the next one. That makes it much more survivable to be able to blink. Alright, we're picking up arrows, aren't we? Okay. I'm going to do equals I to make... Oh, I'd never picked up the bow. Okay. We got the arrows, but not the bow. Let's go get the bow again. Equals I to put that on B. So now I can hit apostrophe to switch between A and B. And let's shoot some arrows at stuff. I'm going to put the Dagger of Elec on W so we can do WW. Yeah. Nothing wrong with shooting things with a bow. We get a wand of random effects. You'll note that that's red. That's something that we can't use. So as a Shining One and as a Paladin, we can't use evil items. And the wand of effects can have a negative energy bolt. In which case we'd get in trouble. So you can fire this if you're using a good god. As long as you don't roll the negative energy, you won't get in trouble. But if you do, you will. And look at this, whites. So this is going to give us more piety. So you see there, the Shining One accepted our kill. And as we get more piety, our aura that's only one tile is going to expand, as you see right there. So now that it's encompassing the enemies we're fighting, we've got bonus accuracy to hit. We missed one. I was going to point out, look, as soon as we got that, we've never missed. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, and then we missed. We've got a book. We're basically not going to be casting spells this game ever. New scroll. Oh right, we should be identifying our potions. Let's do the 2. I'm just going to assume that the ruby stack of 7 is curing, and then not actually waste an identify scroll on it. Pretty confident. We're near starving. It's alright, we've got 8 rations now. We're flying along. Look, here's a killer bee zombie and a shadow imp. So we're not struggling to find evil things. Boots, very good. Brings us up to 16 AC. Oh yeah, I forgot, we picked up a bow. Maybe we should use it to shoot the hippogriff. Which otherwise I think we probably couldn't fight. Oh, I just noticed. What happened there? Oh, we got shafted for 3 floors. Okay, so that's a great one. Alright, so they go... Alright, let me talk about some things. So I didn't notice the ossuary, but the ossuary is fantastic for a Shining One follower because everything in this ossuary is evil. You get mummies, you get zombies, you get skeletons. So if you ever find the ossuary on the Shining One, and note that we've already made it to 1 pip of piety just from the stuff we've killed. When you get ossuary, it just gives you like a kickstart in your piety. It's fantastic. But then we got shafted 3 floors. And how did that happen? Although it's not letting me look back up. So now this is Bio again. Now Bio shafted us 3 floors into the Orc Priest situation. We've got a hatch here that we're going to take up. If we could get back there, that would be fantastic, because I would love to get into the ossuary. This scroll, I'm just going to read it. Might be magic mapping. It's acquirement. Alright. Well, I can't complain. Let me just... well, I can complain. I can't complain about the acquirement, but I want to complain about traps a little bit more. So that situation, we walked forward a bit, and then I was just intending to trace our path back to the stair from which we came. If I had been optimally marking tiles for trap-free tiles, that would never have happened, because I would have retraced my steps exactly and I wouldn't have been shafted. But because I'm not playing optimally, I'm not using a lure file that excludes tiles and keeps track of them for me. Because of that, we get 3 floors shafted, we potentially are going to die, and even if we don't die, there's a good chance that we just miss the ossuary, which would be a huge boon for this character that's the shining one. So I'm pretty mad. Traps, am I right? Super fun and exciting. Alright, we got an acquirement scroll, so I guess maybe the devs are trying to appease me a bit here. The general thing you want to do is, if you don't have a weapon and you're a weapon guy, you pick a weapon. So that's what we're going to do. A glowing greatsword. Let's check that out. A +4 greatsword of Holy Wrath. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, we haven't found a shield yet, so the fact that this is two-handed does not bother me. This might be a game where we go a triple sword of Holy Weapon, which would be pretty great. We swing this pretty slow at 1.3, but that's okay. Longswords are the best type of weapon to use when you don't have the skill for it, because even though you swing really slow when you're attacking normally, anytime you riposte, you're getting a free attack of something you're not very good with, which means we need to set a new target. Not that one, that one. Min delay is at experience, is at skill 20, so we'll adjust our skill target to that. Yeah, and it's pretty funny how it's Holy Wrath. So if we do make it into the ossuary with this Holy Wrath sword, that would be really strong. We need to get up, what, 2 more floors? We got shafted 3, we've come up 1. Alright, go away. The downside of our aura is that it makes enemies notice you. So, if you're trying to do a stealthy character of the Shining One, it's not going to work. Come on, give me an upstair. I want to make the ossuary, come on. It's bad enough that I'm running around on D9 when I shouldn't be here without full HP. The centaur, I'm going to step back around the corner so that it's forced to come to us. We kill it in 2. Oh, another downstair. Come on, we need up. Upstairs. That's a one of Ice Blast. It's a really nice find. And there are no upstairs anywhere. Come on, game. Alright, yeah, we're definitely not finding the ossuary. Ice Beast is susceptible to fire. We have Wand of Flaming, so we can hit it with those. We don't have any RC, so his attacks potentially can really hurt. And there are just no upstairs anywhere. Come on, game, this is ridiculous. There's one. We got a bee pack here. We are not capable of fighting bees, especially not in the open, so we're gonna need to find another upstair. He had a dagger of Holy Wrath. Here's another one. Please, it's also next to the bees. Here's an upstair, but in that case, I think it is worth just fighting the bees. Alright, we can Ice Blast them. Ice Blast never misses. So the bees, which are extremely evasive, They can't dodge the ice blast. Look at this. Can we kill the quokka to get back in the hallway? Good. Alright, we killed it. Good. How many more bees? At least 2. I'm just hoping they don't notice us and we can get back upstairs. The problem is we don't know this stair either. Well, we got there. Oh, pick that up, please. Oh, the ossuary is right here. Please. Please let it still be there. Oh, it's still there. Oh, fantastic. Devs BTFO'd. BO also BTFO'd. Combined together to try to stop us from getting in this ossuary by shafting us 3 floors, but we got in anyway. Alright, so watch this. Anyone who tells you not enough piety for TSO in a 3-ring game, watch our piety here. We have a great sort of Holy Wrath, so we're just going to one-shot everything in here. Against things that are susceptible to it, Holy Wrath just destroys them. Something like... how much damage is it? I'm just going to look it up. But it's something crazy. It's like 200% damage. It increases your damage by 75% on average. So that's a lot of damage. we're immediately up to 3 pips of piety. So we now can do Divine Shield. We hit the alarm trap, that's fine. That's going to pull stuff to us. You know what? The fact that we have already just immediately pulled so much piety makes me want to start focusing invocations, because as soon as we get to 5 pips we can start making angels. I want to be able to do that as soon as possible. And also I said we'd focus it when we get our sword to min delay, but then we're doing a great sword now, so it's going to be a while. We're up to 4 pips of piety. We now can do cleansing flame. 47% chance to fail it. This gets stronger with the more invocations you have. So what this does is it does what it does is it does. Some people don't think it be like it is, but it do. A huge blast of Divine Fury centered on the user, severely damaging undead and demons, dealing damage to other hostile creatures. Your allies are never affected. So it's basically an AoE invocation. I would say don't bother using it on things that aren't undead. Its damage is pretty mediocre against other things, but against undead it absolutely destroys. And it's AoE, so you can get a whole bunch of things that might be around you at once. Alright, up to 4 pips of piety. We're really doing paladin things now. Our aura's pretty big right now, which is nice. Yeah, it's pretty good. Things are looking up. We're gonna test out this hatch. Okay, that's good. Get more teleport. Let's 3 potions of ID. Oh no, somewhere in the thing. Let's drop the amnesia. We don't need to carry those around, and we can. I guess we'll identify potions. Ambrosia, mutation, and resistance, which is a very good find. And let's just blind read this one. It's magic mapping. That's what we wanted earlier. Alright, here's the hippogriff. It's now dropped to being yellow because we've had extra time. I think we can just fight it comfortably, it turns out. Random uselessness. Because this greatsword is so good, and hey look, TSO paying off in our 3-ring game. It's revealing the sky beast, it can't go invis. But we haven't fired the bow once. I don't think we need Dagger of Elec. I don't think we need the short bow, because this greatsword of Holy Wrath is really great. And on we go, D8. Here's a Crimson Imp, which is going to give us more piety. From D8 now, we can spawn the lair. And here are bees, a whole nother pack of them. Well, let's Ice Blast Can we get around that one to hit the others? No. So I'm going to go like this so that I can hit all 3 of them at least once. Okay, we should be fine now. We can fight 3 bees at once. Their main issue is when you're fighting them is that they're really hard to hit because they're evasive. But with our TSO aura, we have less trouble hitting them. Shadow imps are evil as well. The hippogriff we can just fight. So divine shield. This is a decent ability and you should use it. Gives you bonus shield. It's really good. The extent of your invocations I think just affects how long it lasts. It doesn't interfere with your equipment, so you can use it even if you've got a 2-handed weapon like we do. Okay, so your invocations affects both the strength of the shield and the duration. Alright, so this is also good to have invocation skill with. 2-headed ogre. Alright, I think this is scary enough that we ice blast it a bit before it gets to us. And at that point we can probably fight it. If we get smacked for most of our HP, what will we do? We don't have a good pillar. I'm just going to fight it. I just said that you should use Divine Shield because it's really good. Arguably I should use the Divine Shield right now against the 2-headed ogre, but I think we're okay. Especially now that it's nearly dead. If he does hit us for half our HP, I'll just Ice Blast him. That can't miss and he'll die. I'm taking this slow though. Alright, I don't want to get hit again. We'll just finish him off with the Ice Blast. We're hearing more screeches. Are there more hippogriffs? No, we got yaks though. Let's bring those back to a hallway so we can fight them one at a time. I was confident. I mean, at that point we were on less than half HP and I was just tabbing, but I felt confident in our abilities. So we picked up a throwing net here. I think it would be against paladin conduct to throwing net things and then kill them while they're trapped and struggling in a net. So if I use these, it's only going to be in a defensive manner. Although maybe we could net evil things. I don't know, but I think we'll just say that we're not going to use it. Oh, there was another hippogriff. That's 3 on this floor. We reached level 11. We're flying now. We had those first 2 episodes where everything was a nightmare and it was super hard. And then now the game is just taking a turn and we're just crushing. I like it. Having the bow against the ogre there would have been nice. This looks like some sort of ogre castle maybe. Seems like an interesting vault. We've got centaurs running us down without a bow. It's like the centaur's running after me with a spear. He's not shooting arrows. That's unusual. I'm curious about it, but not that curious that I'm just going to drop it. Yeah, we've had gnolls, we've had kobolds, we've had orcs, we've had centaurs with polearms. This is some sort of funky vault. Feels like the sort of enemies that you get in Bailey's. Inverter 7 already. Spear of Venom. Anything of Venom really good, but we're not going to use poison anymore on our paladin. Ow. Yeah, suddenly ogres. Oh, there's a battle axe in there. Interesting. We are not a battle axe character though. It's telling me that there are some areas that we can't reach. I'm wondering if they were blocked by plants. Oh no, it's across the deep water. Okay, that's fine. So on to D9. Back to D9 rather. Alright, more zombies. Where's our upstairs? This is a, it's all the way over there. I'm gonna head back that way. This is a vault that you need to respect because hogs are fast. So you can't run from them. I'm gonna take it back upstairs. I'm gonna fight them one at a time. Bacon. Good. That's our food vault. We're up to 17 rations. I remember when we only had 2. Alright, here's our lair. And another hungry ghost, along with a bunch of other orc things. We're actually just dying to this warg, it turns out. Never mind. I want to pick a new stair though, that was kind of scary. All that stuff at once. Ah, nice. I noticed that we've reached 5 pips of piety, so we now have the ability to summon divine warriors. And we're not even a lair character yet. So, yeah, these guys own. They will fight your rune vaults for you, so you can imagine what would happen if you summoned an angel or a deva in lair. It will kill everything. So that's why we're focusing invocations. So yeah, TSO, terrible 3-rune god, can summon us angels before lair. I mean, you won't find ossuary in every game, so this is earlier than you would normally get them. But the point is that you normally get enough evil things to be using it in a timely fashion anyway. Normally by at least orc is my standard experience. Yeah, look here are whites, they're also evil. Let's get to 6 pips of piety, let's brand something. We don't need to. We already have a Holy Wrath Greatsword. But I mean we could. So one of the things that branding a weapon does, not only does it make it Holy Wrath, it also gives your weapon +2 enchantment. So it's not a total waste to Holy Wrath something that's already Holy Wrath. But I don't think I'd use it on a Greatsword. I want to wait for... yeah, look, even more whites. I want to wait for a triple sword maybe. This is a ghost vault. This guy has a demon trident that's vamp. Nerf Frog's Ghost, which has airstrike and static discharge. Okay, so we're not going to come back in yet, but we're definitely going to be coming back in here because we're going to have to cleanse this evil. Not only is it on theme for our paladin to come cleanse this ghost, it's also going to give us Shining One piety. So I do definitely want to come back there at some point. Do I head into there yet? I think no. I think let's go do D11 or at least start it. So many bees. We'll take one up, we'll pick a new stair. We don't have our poison yet, so I don't want to mess around with those. Here's an ugly thing. Fun fact, when you polymorph ugly things, you change their color. So the best way to fight one would be if we could make it red, because we have fire resistance. Don't want to fight him as white. We might... Oh, here's a hungry ghost. That's also more Shining One piety. Let's pick a new stair. We're not strong enough to be fighting an ugly thing, I think. Here's Josephine. She's also evil. She's going to have... whatever those things are called, race with her, who are evil as well. She's hasted herself, so I'm gonna go back upstairs. Oh, she just absolutely nailed that orc with ghostly flame. What's really nice is that because we've got so much Shining One piety already, we've got 3 pips of RN. So we're much less afraid of her ghostly fireball than you would otherwise be. I forgot to wait to get rid of a haste. Issues again. I may as well go back upstairs, see her ghostly flame does anything. It doesn't do anything. I don't think we took a single point of damage then. Yeah, okay. So we're just, with 3 pips of RN, we do not care about ghostly fireball at all, which is her most dangerous thing. Nice. The Shining One accepts our kill, we feel better. Let's fight the race one at a time. We slow down, but that's fine because we've got a great sort of Holy Wrath. The race can not really withstand that sort of weaponry. And again, man, this run took a 180, didn't it? The orcs zapping us with acid. Alright, fun times. Okay, we don't have any RC. You see how much that hurts us? It could kill us in another 2 zaps from this point. So I'm going to go Ice Blast. We could probably 2-shot it with Ice Blast. Yeah, okay. We claim a Wand of Acid. Well, you know what we could do though? We don't really need to, but we could Holy Wrath a ranged weapon like a bow. I think we're fine just doing swords for the moment. We reached level 12, let's go more strength. We've got an assortment of random animals and bees. And Maurice. 28% to summon a Divine Warrior, that's kind of overkill. But I think I would like to do Divine Shield right now. It gives us 9 shield, because this is kind of scary. And here's Nigel. Similarly to Josephine, when you have RN is much less scary because Bolt of Draining is the thing you mostly care about. So that's fine. Although you gotta watch out for these. So these orcs all look the same, but she can potentially surround you with orc warlords and the like. So don't just assume they're all trivial orcs because they might not be. And I'm gonna start running. I don't like this anymore. Yeah, here's why we run early and not late. We've met the ugly thing. So I'm gonna teleport now. What poisoned us? Spectral Orc Warlord with a glaive of venom. Okay. I did not know that those guys could have weapons like that. Alright. Again, why you teleport early. And why you pay attention to those, because that was an Orc Warlord. Make sure we're fighting the axe one at a time. Alright, let's quickly, that hurt, but let's quickly run up next to the Centaur Warrior and get adjacent to all the Centaurs. If we're going to die here, what can we do? We've got 6 potions of heal wounds, so we shouldn't die. I don't think we need to use Divine Shield. As soon as we get the Warrior, these Centaurs are much less scary. Yeah, I still feel okay about this. I don't feel so okay about Maurice. He's supposed to always have a wand now, but I think that's bugged. So it seems like he mostly has one now. But there's a chance that, say, he has acid, so I don't want him seeing us when we're low on HP. Here's Nigel again. It's an Orc Warrior and an Orc, it's fine. Okay, Shining One accepts our kill again. feel like we're going to get to full Shining One piety before we even make it into lair, which is absurd. Two-headed ogre. I don't really want to fight him, but I don't know what choice we have. We can acid him. Okay, I don't feel like acid is that evil. Paladins would use acid, right? Yeah, I think so. We're gonna acid that guy too. They're all missing. Alright, there we go. Good. Once we've acided the monster, it's much easier to kill because it has -8 AC. This guy has just an enchanted battle axe. He's got a rune plate armor though. That could be nice. We're gonna test that. If we could get our poison before that, that'd be fantastic. It's magic resistance. It's a little less AC. 1710, 18-8. So I lied. It's more AC, but it's less evasion. But we're getting magic resistance instead of fire resistance. I think I'd rather use the fire resistance for now. We're about to be heading into lair, and it's rare that you get monsters that care about your magic resistance. Okay, he's gone invis, but it doesn't matter because we can see him. Yeah, see, he didn't have a wand at all. The commits say that Maurice should always have a wand now, but he very often doesn't. Well, not often, but frequently I've seen him without one. Checking our hatch. A little bit more piety, but we didn't quite make it to 6. Alright, so that's going to be the end. This run, since we've found God, has become blessed. #blessed. I cannot believe the transformation that it has gone through. So this was the hardest game in my life. We struggled on D3. We struggled to make it to D5 by episode 2. And then look at us now, by the end of episode 3. We're almost full Shining One piety. We've got enough invocation skill to fairly reliably summon divine warriors. We've got a +4 greatsword of Holy Wrath. And life is great right now. I'm feeling confident we're going to go reclaim the All Resort land. I need to come up with a better name for that one. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I'll see you all next time where we'll do that. Bye.